before, let's look at some health and development issues, because the stench that emanates from some parts of the Korle-Gonno Beach, popularly known as the Lavender Hill, will soon be a thing of the past, as all is set for commissioning of a new fecal treatment plant by President Mahama. The Lavender Hill is a dumping ground of raw sewage into the ocean for decades. The environmental hazard the practical practice poses to residents and aquatic life cannot be underestimated. With the construction of the fecal treatment plant, which started in September 2014, fecal matter from homes and other public lavatories is expected to be put to proper use. Now, the project was executed by Nanjing Wonders Environmental Protection Company Limited, a Chinese construction firm for sewage systems Ghana Limited, through a public-private partnership. Now, official program yet to commence, and President, well, so let's take a look at what happened there.
We are currently at the infamous Lavender Hill here in Accra. The stench emanating from this place is very unbearable. For decades, untreated waste is discharged into the ocean. But that is going to be a thing of the past. As I stand here right now, right behind me, countless, about 4 vehicles are currently discharging waste materials directly into the sea. But with the construction of the new fecal treatment plant, this will be a thing of the past. Maybe so said treatment plant for an AC or no. As this is here, I want to modify from the Kuku.
Oh, so fine. Many Mumbai, many GMO. By Sunday, I had no, it be a one that on your old place, you know. Since you are no movie free hard, you won't be a better packet. Oh, now had a Moncasan cross and you continue more zoom of the load. I say new plants in on. Oh, now you see a Jumana Cassan on a buffer. A Jumana buffer, your dry season.
What kind of dry season? I hope I say
dry season, once your rainy season, a Jumani to me sorry. Oh, next is a bad dry season or pebble. No,
toilet is so a pebble bene. For John when I in the beer, and took us a dry season. I hope I say
dry season, no, and young the Biana, young Juma. Oh, as in rainy season. Oh, because in Shonutoa, more no call a container or Moma who's room. Oh, as in Sension to apart from public toilets, no, only you must sing if ye, dear.
Today, Mr. President, we are witnessing the results of several efforts, because we believe in the proverb which says, to light a candle is 1,000 times better than cursing the darkness. A total investment of over $80 million has been invested in the wastewater treatment project by the group over the past 3 years. To be more specific, $45 million was invested in the Lavender Hill. $20 million was invested in rehabilitating the Mudor plant. And more than $15 million was invested in the fecal treatment plant at Kotoku.
It's a particularly happy day for me because Lavender Hill, as it was called, a very ironic and paradoxical name, is going to be closed today. It is said that if you enter a person's house and you want to gauge his sense of cleanliness, it is not the living room, it is not the bedroom, it is not the kitchen, but rather go into his toilet. If you go into his toilet and he has a clean toilet, it gives you a fair sense of the standard of cleanliness and hygiene of the home. And so if you come to Accra and you see all the beautiful shopping malls and all the flyovers and the interchanges and the asphalt. It is how we handle our liquid waste and our toilets that gives you a fair sense of how clean we are in this capital city of Ghana. I want to admit that Lavender Hill has been a scar on the conscience of our nation. Indeed, the name itself, lavender, is associated with a very nice perfume. Lavender means a perfume or a smell that is very conducive for breathing and pleasant to the nose. And so when you hear a place in Accra, it's called Lavender Hill, you expect that if you were passing there, you smell some beautiful flowers and nice perfume. But unfortunately, from when I was a little kid growing up in this city of Accra, anytime we drove past Lavender Hill, we held our breath and held our noses, because the scent is nothing that is pleasant to smell at all. And so it's continued to be a scar on our nation for many, many decades, indeed more than 1 century. I've always felt a sense of shame when this issue has been raised with me by our international partners or even tourists who visit our country. There are several of my friends I have received and asked if they've gone to enjoy the beach, and they say, no, we are told that Ghana's beaches are not safe and that you pour fecal waste into the sea. It's always filled me with a sense of shame. And indeed, anytime I've watched videos, if you go on YouTube, on the internet, there are videos of tens of trucks parked at Lavender Hill and discharging the most unpleasant liquid raw into the sea. Under my government, we have undertaken many projects. But if there's one project that I feel very proud of, it is what we have been able to achieve today to close down Lavender Hill. It is said that the most important projects are not those that are tangible. They are the ones that are intangible that you don't see, but make the most significant change in the lives of our people and transforms our country. This is one such transformational project. We must pacify our ancestors. We must pacify the Almighty God. Indeed, we must apologize to the ocean for the more than a century of pollution that we have poured into it. I'm told that Lavender Hill, that is the old Lavender Hill we're closing down today, received on average 300 septic trucks a day. And so you can imagine 300 trucks pouring fecal waste into the ocean every day. It is something that I'm glad we're putting behind us today. For so many years, Lavender Hill has poisoned the atmosphere and invaded our nostrils and our lungs, both in our homes, our schools, and workplaces, with a very pungent smell, which is exactly the opposite of what lavender should smell like. And yet, for many years, we had to accept the reality of Lavender Hill and live with it. Today, the over 110-year-old practice of discharging raw sewage into the ocean at Korle-Gonno will end. Its adverse effects on flora and fauna in the ocean will end today. The proverbial story is told of a man who was arrested by the mayor of the city. Let's assume it was Okovandapoy. His men arrested somebody defecating on the beach. And he was sent to Okovandapoy's sanitation court. And he had a very clever argument. When he was asked about his offense, you were found defecating on the beach. Is it true or false? He says it's true. He says, so what do you have to say in your defense? He said, oh, I was saving the city council money because they empty the toilets from all over the city and they come and pour it into the sea. And so I was bringing mine directly to the sea so that they don't have to spend money bringing mine. It is told as a joke. I don't know if it really happened. But what I'm saying is that after today, this man will have no defense because the mayor himself will not be discharging fecal waste into the sea. But that is the reality we've had to live with for so many years. I wish to commend Sewage Systems Ghana Limited, our private partner. This is a public-private partnership. I want to commend our private partner for this collaboration, which is giving birth to what I call the new Lavender Hill.
So also present at the event where there was a commissioning of the fecal treatment, which will see an end to the throwing of dumping of waste into the Korle Lagoon, where some chiefs and members of the diplomatic corps, Bese Manche of the Ghana state, in his address, he endorsed President Mahama, urging his people to vote for the president and on election day for him to continue with his good works.
Aka mokoda Lawrence Park ba fitai agbeno ni je nyono nyeche ka nye wo ito no mokoda de che agbena ata nye be kuku omie ke batashie e ba kuse e cha no ekun no nye megame je mi fe politics aka to papa money ko to papa let's achio no game nye fe nye wu anye hino what John Mama yi say ni on the 7th December ni eya ne ba ta wonu tumo no ni tumo ne ba tu aga me egbekona.
Now let's take you on a tour of the all new Lavender Hill fecal treatment plant.
That has gone through some form of treatment. So you realize the consistency is different from the one that goes through the system of pipes and this one. This one is quite thick. And we had a little HR plant here. You can even see a whole pair of jeans in that sewage that can see. So we have to screen to get out materials that we don't need so that we don't clog the pumps. So there are cleaning machines there that will do that work. Then from there, the sewage will flow. So this is called the integrated machine. And you see the boxes here, the rectangular boxes here. It will come in and then it will reach a level and then it will go through and that's the sand and other things that are smaller particles trapped here in this integrated machine. And then it will flow from here into the screw presses. Down.
Okay, so now let's check what's happening on the campaign trail. A lot of the political parties are out there campaigning for votes. Jennifer Kwamwa, tell us more. What has the Vice President been saying in Gomwa?
Well, actually, he's at Agona Swedu right now in the central region. He's been talking to the people there, the party followers and supporters at Agona Swedu, and he also addressed the Muslim community over there as well. And there he took the time really to plead with them to advise the youth not to engage in any election-related violence activities, and also to caution them against stealing the ballot boxes.
have your peace and no one is disturbing you. You go about your daily activities with ease. I want to talk about development next. I want everybody to benefit from the government. These two things, these are the things we are looking for, peace and development. JM has already given it to us, and he needs to continue to create more jobs for the unemployed youth. We'll bring Accra to villages. I'm happy to see you today, and I'm glad that you are living in peace. From my interaction with you, I know peace is a big deal for you. Please speak to the youth. Tell them not to be induced by money to foment violence. I want you to vote for John Mahama so he continues the good work he started. You can't develop your towns if you live in chaos. So we want to plead with you to continuously live in peace. We need all of us to help Ghana develop better, because Ghana has a lot of resources and we all have a part to play to ensure Ghana develops better. Africa needs Ghana to develop. Let's stay away from election-related violence. Please inform the Zungu boys not to steal ballot boxes. Let's bury our differences and think of Ghana. Vote for JM and the NDC to continue to make this town prosperous. Please pray for President Mahama and myself and all other presidential candidates. We need peace. God should see us through the elections successfully.
Well, it's not only the vice president. CPP's Ivor Greenstreet is also wrapping up his campaign in the northern. I hear he's been describing some people as Accra Northerners.
Yes, he's been taking quite a number of shots at the MPP vice presidential running mate, Dr. Baumia, calling him an Accra Northerner who is just using his affinity with the region to win votes, but actually is not able to do anything for the people there.
Okay.
When I was coming to Sakai, I was very, very, very surprised and shocked, because I remember some 3 or 4 years ago, the president, John Mahama, when he was campaigning to become president, he was in Tumu, and he told all of the people that next time he comes to Tumu, he will come by a road which is now tarred. Is the road tarred? No. No. Is the road tarred? No. And this time, when the president came to ask the people of Sisala for their votes, he did not even use the road. He came by helicopter. Is that true? Yes. Is that true? Yes. So I want to ask you a question. Does President John Mahama, His Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, does he respect the people of Sisala? No! Does he respect the people of Sisala? No! So that means, that means that NDC are out. NDC away. NDC away. NDC away. NDC away. And definitely, once NDC is away, you have to make sure that you don't give your votes to MPP. Ask for MPP to MPP away. Away. MPP away. Away. MPP away. Away. Because they came, MPP came for 8 years, and they also didn't do the road. And as at now here in Sakai, you have problems with your educational facilities, and you have problems with your water, and you have problems with your healthcare facilities, not so? No. So we will complete all the good work of all previous governments.
Interesting times in Ghana.
Indeed. Very
I know yesterday the NPP flag bearer did not campaign because he was in the Misha Palace to console the Asante Hene for the loss of his mom. But today he's hit on the campaign trail.
He has hit the campaign trail hard. He's at a massive rally at Techiman at the moment. He's also scheduled to have another one at Sunyani. But today, according to our correspondent, Techiman is, really it's ablaze with red, blue, and white of the NPP.
Of the NPP.
The presidential candidate, the vice presidential candidates, they're all there preaching the message of change to their party faithful over there.
All right, so we can look at some of the pictures of the rally, the NPP. Okay, so we'll try and get that for you to see what is actually happening in Techiman. But businessman Alfred Agbeshiwoyome has described as untrue claims by pressure group Occupy Ghana that government has entered into a contract worth $8 million with embattled businessman. The group had on Thursday raised concerns about the propriety of such a contract, owing to the fact that government is already trying to retrieve some monies wrongly paid to the businessman. In a sharp rebuttal, the businessman described the claim as untrue, accused the group of seeking to settle personal scores with him.
Say, I buy a sign contract, amami. Me, it's not true. It's absolutely not true. Say, I buy in Sika.
They are saying government has given me a contract. It is not true. It is absolutely not true that government has given me some money to do something. I have never signed a contract with Ghana that I have received money from government. They have gone for a document that has been there for about 10 years.
And I buy Capresson account because I am determined to make sure say we create job. In the middle of all this, what do I say? I buy anyone. I say categorically, I said, and true. I have something to divert attention. Until I won't go there, but we'll talk about that later.
It's a PPP agreement. Not a dime belonging to government is involved. It is not true. It is something to divert attention. It is a lie.
And so I buy inside one person, me compare a private institution with credible sources. So
it's a private company I'm engaging. Those behind Occupy Ghana, they have a personal disagreement with me since 2003. It is something we'll talk about later. Ghanaians want to hear from me on the judgment debt, not this issue. When we finish with that one, they will hear from me.
The CEO contract in real on one. Only I'll go out say, I buy I am son,
Now, traders and commercial drivers at the Tema station in Accra will have no excuse at all in accessing health care because of distance to the health facilities. This is because the Ghana Health Service today commissioned a clinic in the premises of the station for the traders, drivers, and residents in the vicinity. Greater Accra Regional Health Director of the service, Linda Van Otu, explained to Joy News the clinic, which will offer all OPD services, will be staffed with qualified personnel.
We realize that people come to the market, they stay in the market throughout the day. Some drivers are here, they come to work in the morning, they close in the night. Some of them do not have the opportunity of meeting the health officer if this health officer should go to where they live. So putting up this facility is to make health services very, very, very close to the people who use the markets.
So what services will be offered here?
This facility will check blood pressure. It will check whether people have HIV, check whether people have hypertension, diabetes, even the eye problems. So this is a facility that will help us to diagnose early and therefore treat early. It will contribute towards people having better quality of life.
How many consulting rooms do you have here?
We have one for now, but we can always change. We have a room where we see the woman or the man who wants to come for family planning. We have a place where we can counsel those who are coming to test whether they have HIV.
What will be the hours of operation?
We'll run for the period that the market is running. So they will come very early in the morning. And let me also add that they will even visit people in their shops.
And will there be a stationed doctor here?
We have a physician assistant because that physician assistant has been trained as a primary care provider. When she sees the people and there's a need to refer, they will refer.
Well, a beneficiary of the clinic, Ebo Anderson, expressed his joy at the proximity of the clinic.
It's very good because it is in the center, in the heart of Accra, where we have the lorry station, the markets. A lot of people are here doing business. So I think it will help them a lot. So far as there's a lot of people here doing business, and anytime there's emergency, they can come here and people can assist them. I'm also benefiting because I always comes around to check on my business. So this also, I also will benefit anytime it is free.
Let's take a break on The Pulse. Stick and stay with us. It's The Pulse.